Hey guys, what's going on? In today's video, we're taking you on a very quick, hopefully, tour of Grand Ole RV Resort in Goodlettsville, Tennessee, which is just north of Nashville. This was our first weekend getaway for season 2024, and we will link our video to our Nashville food tour, which is what we came here to do on this particular weekend, and you guys can check that video out. Three-night stay, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and not that expensive, and it was rainy and cold first weekend of March. Honestly, not that much fun, but we're going to show you a little bit about this campground if this might be a place you want to book.
So we are in Goodlettsville, Tennessee. Like Val said, we're about 20 minutes north of Nashville, downtown Nashville, which is where, if you're going to go to Nashville, where you want to go. But this is a campground right off I-65. Well, it's not right off I-65, but you're close. Easy in, easy out. And then you have a couple of different, like if you're going north, you can hit 65 north of the campground. If you're going south, you've got a couple of different exits depending on traffic, because I tell you guys, traffic is always backed up in Goodlettsville going down I-65. So if you're going down I-65 and you're going south, once you see the Cracker Barrel north of Nashville, traffic lets up, and that Cracker Barrel is in Goodlettsville. So then it kind of lets up when you get on down toward like Ellington Parkway or Bradley Parkway. This is actually a pretty good location. It's not far from Nashville, but you're far enough away from it that it's not in Nashville, which we appreciate.
Yeah, so we chose this location for that reason. We didn't necessarily want to be like in the heart of Nashville, although we have stayed at the KOA down there right next to Camping World. I'm sure a lot of you have as well. And we really like that KOA. Concrete pads, nice setup. They got a pool, they got things for the kids, nice store. They have all the things. Grand Ole RV Resort does not have all those things, but
it's half price.
It's half the price. And we'd never been here before, so we wanted to give it a whirl.
So it's like,
Olivia makes fun of me for saying give it a whirl. We wanted to give it a whirl.
We'll give it the old college try. And so it's like any other campground. There's about 100 sites in here. All the sites are fairly level. Has a pretty decent camp store with a restaurant, and then it has like outdoor eating, and then they have some live music. During the summer it's every night, but on the off season it's Friday, Saturday night. I
think at one point they have it every night of the week because this is Nashville.
Right.
So there's going to be live music on the little patio, which is awesome. I appreciated that they had that this weekend. I think this was the first weekend of the busier season that they offered the free music, which we were out eating in Nashville, so we didn't get to enjoy. But we did get a little clip of it for you. One night we kind of snuck around the patio to show you what that kind of looks like.
Again, it was, you know, it's a nice little campground. There's some things about it that I don't particularly care for, but you know, if you're looking for something cheap north of Nashville, it works. So
normally in our campground videos, we'll give you like a bike tour. In this particular case, we didn't feel like it was necessary. The campground's not that big, even though there's how many, maybe 100 sites?
Yeah, I think there's about 100 sites according to the map.
You guys can look at the campground map. One thing I want to point out that I did not notice when I booked this and looked at the map was the little line of railroad tracks you see along the edge of the campground map. It doesn't really say a whole lot about them, but when you get here, you'll learn about them real quick.
Right there, I'm looking at train tracks. But it's not, I mean, there's a train through there, but it's not like all the time.
Well, it's several times a day, and it is through the night too.
I have some friends of mine that live up in northern Ohio, in a little town called Edgerton, Ohio, and they have the straightest train tracks in the country. It runs right by their house, and that track, I mean, it's one right after another, so it's not like that. But, I mean, you'll get one, what, every couple hours probably. And
it's loud, and if you don't mind the sound of a train, it'll be fine. But if you do, you can hear it, and we wanted to be truthful that you can hear it. It did wake me up at 2 a.m. one night, but the other two nights I slept right through it.
Yeah, I slept through it both the whole time we were here, but I'm probably kind of a heavy sleeper, so.
Yeah, so I think if you're staying here long term, I don't know how long you can stay at this campground, honestly, but more than a week, I think it would kind of get on my nerves, but honestly, it's not that big of a deal.
No.
So I think when you're looking at the map, I felt like the place was bigger than when we showed up. When we showed up, I was like, oh, it's really not that big. And the sites are kind of compact in. And you're between like a major street back here and the railroad tracks. So there's a lot of traffic going on. But I do appreciate the location because it's right next to I-65.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you look as far as easy in, easy out, I mean, it's easy to get to. And the cool part about it is the exit just north of the campground. If you're in like, you know, have a diesel truck or something, they've got truck islands where you can pull in and get fuel, or if you're in a pusher or something like that, or something that takes diesel, they have the big islands where you don't have to contend with the car. So anytime that I see those, especially pulling a camper, I always just kind of appreciate that.
So we usually talk about our favorite sites as well, but in this particular case, we
They're all
don't
the same.
have one.
They seem to all be the same.
Yeah.
Now, if you stay up on the hill, I probably wouldn't want to stay up there because then you're right next to the train tracks, which would be...
Maybe you think that's cool.
Yeah,
I
I
personally
know.
wouldn't want to be right next to the train tracks.
You can take you some pennies up early on the tracks, wait for a train to go by and smash
I
them.
don't know that I would recommend that right here. I don't know how soon that train comes. Don't be telling their kids to put pennies on the railroad track.
Yeah, if you're impaired or under the age of 18, stay off the tracks.
I think stay off the tracks regardless. So we don't really have any favorite sites. We feel like for the most part, they're all just little gravel lots with a little picnic table. You know, again, you're getting what you pay for. It's about 50 bucks a night. There's really no swimming pool, nothing like that. They just have the country store with, you know, a couple beers and some necessities you might need.
It's a camp store.
They offer breakfast and dinner and pizza whenever you want to order it. So that is awesome. The live music in the evenings. And if you're headed toward Nashville and you're not really going to be here all day, I feel like this is a great spot to stay in.
Yeah, I mean, for what we did on this trip, it was perfect.
Yeah, we weren't here.
Yeah, we were gone literally all day.
So usually we also talk about things to do. And in this particular location, there's a lot to do. So even if you weren't going to go to Nashville, Goodlettsville has a little bit of shopping. There's some antique stores, some cute boutiques that we stopped at. And right up the road, we talked about this place in our Nashville food tour video, which you guys can check out, but it's called Lanyap Bayou Kitchen. And it's right across the highway. It's fantastic Cajun food. So I do appreciate that there's a couple things to do around the campground area.
I guess if I could say anything as far as a campground not having some of the amenities that we would like to have, especially with our kids with us, it makes up for inconvenience.
Yeah. Likes and dislikes. Couple likes for me. Well, I like the live music on the patio. I love that that's an option. And for me, I like that there's options for things to do around the campground. Those are pretty simple. I also like the simplicity of the place. Again, if you just need a cheaper place to stay with more things to do in the city or wherever it is you're vacationing to, I just like that it's an option and you're not spending $150 a night on top of what you want to go do in the city.
Right.
My only two dislikes are, for me, I personally do not like the train tracks, but is it a problem? Not really. I just wouldn't prefer it. Only second other thing is that it's not real pretty in the winter, but what is pretty in the winter
Especially
around here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we stayed, our tour probably doesn't look the most green and lush, but that's because it's early March and all of that will be coming in soon. But
The trees are blooming.
Yeah, for me right now, it's not a pretty campground, but I haven't seen it in June.
All right, so my likes is, my first one, you're gonna laugh about this, is I love Ace Hardware, and there's an Ace Hardware right up the street.
That makes sense.
And so that Ace is like, when we lived in Idaho, we had a great Ace. The one in Bowling Green's a long way away from me. This Ace is pretty cool, and it's next door. So it's not next door, but it's just less than probably 2 miles away. So that was one of my first likes. Second like was it's easy in, easy out. So you can get in this campground real easy. They've got you go out the back side of this campground, there's a stoplight if you got to turn and go north, which helps you get out. And I really appreciate that. And honestly, one of the likes I have for this one is all the sites are fairly level. It won't take much to get level on these sites. I forgot my level. And so
that's what I was going to say. That's why he appreciates the Ace Hardware, because he's so particular about that bubble being right in the middle. And you left your level at home, which, leave it to Jarrett, every time we go somewhere, you always have to budget in something that either the kids forgot or you forgot. And
blah,
usually
blah, blah.
Usually it's flip-flops or swim trunks or a toothbrush. In this case, you're like, I have to go down to Ace and get a level. I don't think he actually wanted the level. I think he just wanted to go to Ace.
Maybe not.
You did, and you bought something else, batteries. And I'm like, what'd you spend $60 for? A level this big, 6-inch level.
Sure, that's 6 inches.
12-inch level, and batteries was $60. Like, how much was that level? Like $20. $20 you didn't need to spend because you have 17 more of them at home.
Well, you can never have enough levels. Let's just say. And I bought a different size than what I have at home, so there you go. Now, I have 2 dislikes, and honestly, my biggest dislike, you know, we've already beat this one to death, is the train tracks being right pretty much in the campground. And then my second one would be, there's no pool here. And not that a pool is a super big deal, but if you're coming down here with the kids for the weekend, you're going to have to find something to do to entertain them. You just can't run them off to the pool.
Nashville, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, but you also, if you have kids.
True, and you don't want to leave the campground and spend a bunch of money, well,
you're in trouble.
Live music and
beer.
Pizza.
Just get your kids a beer, they'll be fine.
Pizza. Give the kids a pizza.
All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. If you like these campground tours, check out these other videos we have here, or here, depending on which side of the thing it's on.
Check out our Nashville food tour. If you guys want to come here to do that, that's going to be an awesome video. Lots of good places to eat.
And if you're still watching this, we appreciate it. Like and subscribe. We'll talk to you guys on our next adventure.
See you guys.